Hi everyone, Mark from Centerline Systems. We're just going to do a quick, informative, and kind of how-to video on our gear rolls, our Gen 1 and Gen 2 gear rolls. First place to start. So here's a Gen 2 gear roll right here, and it's the same with the Gen 1, right? You do not have to undo the webbing on the outside in order to open this up. You can loosen this up and simply unroll it off to the sides. All right, I'll do that again in slow motion on another pattern that you might be able to see a little bit better on this backdrop. All right, so I don't have to take the webbing all the way through the ladder locks. I just loosen it, and then I just slide the webbing out over the sides. That exposes it. All right. Don't forget, you get these two docking straps that come with every G2, so that way you can actually affix the G2 to the bottom of Mother or some other rucksack. One other thing I wanted to point out about our G2s, you got all this little webbing here, so that's a good place for tie downs whether you're doing gloves or ridge lines or cordage and things of that nature. But these loops, you notice you got two loops on the top and two loops on the bottom. What those are designed for is you could now S-beaner this into the ridge line of inside your tent, a cordage that you just strung between two trees, the ridge line inside of your hammock. You could put some S-beaners on here and snap this into your pant loops or onto your belt. And under extremis, you could actually take some 550 cord and you could rig this thing up and then actually have it on your chest as a chest rack, right? So something I'm gonna do in a future video, by the way, is inside of here is I have a 7x10 tarp. It's S-rolled. I already have all my cordage set up, so I can take this free end, come to a tree, lash off, walk backwards. My tarp deploys up behind me, secure it to the the other tree, walk 306 degrees, put in my stakes, shelter set up just like that. All right, now I'm gonna move over to a Gen 1. Same thing, just pull the webbing off to the side when it's loose, and then that's how you can actually unroll it. But the difference, you know, for a lot of you guys who know this, Gen 2, that's for those of us who need a few more pockets. Gen 1, this is more of a grid system when you have big gear, and I'm going to show some longer gear in a second. Inside the main pouch, you get these 4 tie-downs. Now, something I wanted to point out is these are Shockcord tie-downs that you can attach in a multitude of ways and locations. I could either leave it in a loop, run it through, back on itself, and now I'm putting my object through there and then tightening down. That's one way. I could run just a single end through it, put my item here, run it back through the Shockcord keeper, and then tighten down on it. And if I lose these, or if I need more tie downs, you can do that same exact thing with rubber bands. All right, so if I wanted to S-roll some cable through here, or like my computer cord, I could put rubber bands at key locations, just pull the rubber band through, and now I could fold my, let's just say this was my computer cable, I could fold that through here and then just roll this over like this and secure it in place, right? That's one technique. You could also use 550 cord and you can do the same thing. I could either just come through and then leave it with free ends and do this, and now I could tie it off to something, or I could do that other system where I just run one end through, put something there, and then tie down. So you can use a multitude of lashing devices to actually secure your gear in that grid. And then I just want to kind of show you an example of exactly that and some of the types of things that I'll run on some of my pieces of kit. So I actually took a picture of this signal tarp not too long ago and had displayed that. But that's how I've got that guy in there. So you can just see I just got 2 big pieces of shock cord. That's a signal flare. I could do the same thing. I could actually take a Baco saw or tent stinks, whatever it was, and I could just secure these guys into these locations. All right, and then everything's rolling up on top of it. All right, if you ever have any questions about the G1 or the G2, hey, reach out. Cell phone, email. I'm the guy who's going to answer your questions as best I possibly can. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you have a great weekend. Keep thinking, keep moving, never quit.